Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
This is the Patrick Riggins Show. A little symphony. I can't even get that out of my mouth. Sympathy for the Obama voters and the Romney voters. We'll smack them both around here. All the regular listeners know that's what's coming anyway. Here on the last segment of the show, I want to talk about Veterans Day. Because today is Veterans Day here in the United States. And of course, I have a little bit to say about it. First off, I would like to thank the veterans, of which my father is one, for their service and sacrifice for our nation. Any veterans in your family, Tori?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. And so thank you.
Friends, best friends, family, thank you very much.
Secondly, though, I would like to apologize to these same people for them being sent into harm's way for no other reason than a screwed up foreign policy, a policy that seeks to build an American empire across the world, an empire of little Americas in every country, whether the people in those countries want it or not. On this day, we thank the veterans for defending our freedom. The problem is, our freedom has not really been threatened externally for a long time. Unfortunately, the place our freedom is truly being threatened is right here in our own country, by our own government, our fellow citizens whom we have elected to office. What we need to do is work towards not having to have a Veterans Day, because we will not have fought in any wars. That doesn't mean we don't have a strong and ready military, because only through strength can there be peace. But just because you have strength, it doesn't mean you have to exercise it without provocation. Yes, we were attacked on 9/11 and recently in Libya, but would these attacks have happened had we not been poking around in other countries' business? If we mind our own business and still are attacked, then we have every right to defend ourselves and go to war with any country attacking us. But if we're attacked by people holding an ideology, then what do you do? Well, you certainly don't start restricting the rights of your own citizens in response. In doing that, the attackers only prove themselves all the more effective. You cannot physically fight a religion any more than you can fight any other idea. In fact, by fighting against an idea, you will inadvertently find yourself reinforcing it. So how do you fight an ideology or a religion? The short answer is by example, by staying out of other countries' business and working to provide a shining beacon on the hill of freedom. Sure, it sounds Pollyanna, but it works. It respects the freedom of the citizens of the United States and the freedom of people in other countries to make their own decisions as to who they want leading them. If someone seizes power in a country, it isn't our job to take them out. What if they start killing their people? Well, okay, do we go in and fight that government? What do we do after we defeat it? Do we install someone else? We have tried that over and over in countries around the world. It doesn't work. Do we monitor elections and let the people decide? What if they choose someone we don't like? What if they choose someone we do like, but they get overthrown in a few years? Do we go back in again? Where does it all end? We keep entangling ourselves in these wars around the world, and all it does is create problems for us. It kills our soldiers. It costs us money we cannot afford. It breeds contempt. So why do we continue to do it? Because, as many of you already know, there is a lot of money in it. Right now, the United States is the largest arms dealer in the world. We have 78% of that market. The country coming in second is Russia with 6%. Again, we are at 78%. Russia comes in second at 6%. And you wonder why war seems to be the answer for everything we do. Got some terrorists? We need a war on terror. Got some substances or plants the government deems illegal? We need a war on drugs. Got some poverty? We need a war on poverty. Got some illiteracy? We need a war on illiteracy. War here, war there. Everywhere's a war. We need war. But if we didn't do this, then our citizens, our people, might start thinking they should have more freedom. There we go. There's Tori coming in. Yeah. Our citizens will start thinking they want more freedom than the government thinks they should have. Government's answer to everything is a war. Because a war allows you to take away the freedom of the citizens. Because we're in a war. Don't you understand? What do you not understand about a war? It isn't a fight. It isn't a skirmish. It's a war. And we are at war. We have to make sacrifices. Is the government going to sacrifice? Oh, heck no. Is it going to give up its privacy? No way. But you are going to. Is the government going to be more transparent? To use the term the president likes to throw around? No way. But everything you do is going to be looked at, examined, whether you like it or not. After all, it's a war. What don't you get about that? We, the government, say you are going to need to give up a bunch of your rights so we can protect you. Don't you want to be protected? Well, even if you don't, we're going to do it anyway. We march into other countries without their consent. What makes you think we aren't going to do the same thing to your house? Which, by the way, we're already doing. Let me ask those Obama voters again. Are you happy with all this intrusion? Is this what you voted for? Less privacy for American citizens? A bigger and more powerful police state? The last time I checked, liberals weren't too happy with those sorts of things. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's your guy doing it, so it's okay. Anyway, again, thank you to all the veterans and everyone else that are listening to the show. Even to those veterans who aren't listening, your service is still greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, let's start working to make the changes needed in this country to bring our soldiers back home. We don't need any more of them dying for a bunch of ungrateful people in another country. The only reason they're there is just because of a flawed foreign policy. This is Patrick Riggins. You're listening to the Patrick Riggins Show, the show that's just driving both sides crazy. If you want to know more about it, you can go to facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show.
The show that pokes the bear.
Pokes the bear, yes. We run down that cage with the stick in front of the tigers. If you want more information about us, facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. You can go to Twitter at twitter.com/Patrick Riggins. And let's see, you can also go to YouTube. youtube.com/Patrick Riggins Show. All the old shows are on there. Anything you want to know about us is on there. And you can also email me at patrickrigginsshow@gmail.com. This is Patrick Riggins. Thank you again for listening. Yeah. Thank you again for listening. This is Patrick Riggins. Next week, we'll fight for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. Join us next Sunday afternoon, 2 to 3. Have a great week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Riggins Show. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Be there.